All right, prior to episode 18, welcome back everyone and welcome back to Cam, but a big welcome to Dave, who was our DadBod legend from episode 3. He's back to join the crew and hopefully kick off some excellent bands with us over the next 4,000 episodes. So yeah, welcome Dave and bring it on.
Boys, appreciate it.
Shit Dad Podcast.
And dads, welcome back to the Shit Dad Podcast, where we celebrate the dad's whoops moments because we're all in the same boat when it comes to fatherhood. I'm Nick, married father of 3, and I've mastered the art of installing kids' car seats.
I'm Cam, sleep-deprived father of 2, ready to send them off to a new home.
And I'm Dave, father of 1, soon to be 2 in the next couple of months. Teacher, and the boys were silly enough to have me back. So
Welcome back.
Welcome back, mate.
Let's kick it off with a couple of dad jokes. Nick, I'm going to throw to you first. I always enjoy yours as they come out.
Righto, I threw one out to the missus this afternoon and she doesn't usually laugh at my jokes, but this one got a wry smile, you know, the little twitch in the corner of the mouth, so I'll bust that one out. I did actually get Uber Eats the other day delivered to work, but he delivered it with a dad joke slip.
Nice, yeah.
I loved it. The food was terrible, but I gave him a 5-star for delivery.
Yeah, no.
All right, this is the real one I've got. So a lad asked his war veteran dad if he ever got shot in the army. He said no, but in Vietnam he got shot in the leggy.
I got it.
No idea. No.
Did he get shot in the army? No, I got shot in the leggy. Fuck's sake.
Wow, that's like ultimate dad level.
Oh, I've gone from last week's, it's gone in 60 seconds gag to bloody that. Oh,
That even got a giggle for me last week.
I had to explain it. Nah, I'm not happy about that. Edit.
Retake. All right, I'll go mine. I don't know if it's been said. You know, you guys are up to a few episodes, but
18, mate.
18.
18.
Plown through.
I know, you are. What's a bear with no teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Gummy bear. Mate, that rips it in class.
If it works on high school kids, it's probably going to work on us.
Exactly. Gummy, you got any, mate?
I bought shoes from a drug dealer once. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day.
That's your top 3. That's top 3 Cam right there.
That is good.
Now, don't forget, shout out to our podcast sponsor, Smashing Fibers Apparel. These legends have just decked us out with some more gear and we're loving our new running shorts. So don't forget to use the code SHIPSHITFREE at checkout for free shipping.
Thanks, guys. Legends. Now, this week in fatherhood. Let's kick it off with this week in fatherhood with some great news for all men in Australia and the world. That research is showing that 5 to 10 beers a week reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I read it, actually. It anything to support my nightly beers.
Do you know what, though? Is it 5 to 10 standard drinks or 5 to 10 of what we're drinking tonight, which is the 1.5 standards per can?
It just said beers, didn't it?
I reckon it's we've got to go with beers.
There's
so
no specification.
if you can have 10 of these a week, I'm happy with that. That's
Well, you're best off doing what I'm doing with my homebrew. Like, I don't really know the strength of it, so it still just counts, you know?
It's just one. One beer is one.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
And if you do it in a tally, it's still just one.
Exactly, mate. It's only one bottle top. All right. That's how you count your beers, bottle tops.
Now, who doesn't love a few cans of their favourite nectar? 10 beers a week does seem a bit skinny, but I will try it this week and get back to you guys. So let me know if you guys do the same thing. But yeah, it might be a nice time to buy an expensive carton of that craft beer you've been perving on and drink half of what you normally would. Know what I mean? So like a carton of the 2 standard drink beers.
Yeah.
And drink like 10 instead of 20.
Yeah, I get your point. But once I get to that 5 or 10, I'm going to want to drink those other 5 or 10.
If you're still standing.
In that same sitting because it is so good.
I'm always dubious about these studies. Usually it's one week it's saying red wine's great for your heart. The next week it's coffee. This time it's beer. I mean, I'm happily take them all, but...
Everyone has different ideas and views on study, but these are the people who are drunk studiers. That's probably these guys. They were the guys who were out partying all through uni, like 100%.
It's good.
They're the ones we want to follow.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. I like that you said camp. The wine one week, the beers the other, and the coffee. I like my week where I just combine all three of them. So hopefully,
Isn't that what a sangria is? Chuck everything in a jug.
Nice and strong.
Bit of everything.
What's the favourite drop this week, Dave? What do you bought for us, mate?
What is it? Zytho Brewing Tropical Haze.
Very, very good.
It is a very nice drop. I saw a hemp one there tonight. As I said, wasn't game to bring a shit beer tonight, boys.
But also, no one's researched the effects of hemp and beer yet. So,
But I've had hemp and rum. Off topic. Yep. Dead Man's Finger. Good drop. Yep. Yeah. Hemp
that
and
one a
rum.
go.
Yes, you will.
sold.
Now, another bit of news, guys, we saw this week as well. So Blue Wiggle, the oldest and the OG, Anthony Field, he revealed his lifelong management of depression, and something that I've seen him, kind of open up a fair bit in the past. Very, very interesting to see, and obviously good on him for speaking out, because he certainly has a platform to reach a lot of dads especially. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I know a few older gents who have gone through depression, and I know that it's never been a thing to talk about. So like having someone of that age group to actually stand up and go, this is happening, this is how I dealt with it, this is how I'm still dealing with it, is so good for just the older blokes. Like there's no 60-year-olds watching the Wiggles, I hope, but the if the info's out there.
I bloody hope they're not. But I said this to you guys earlier before we started recording. When you sent through this topic, I just thought you were piss taking me. Like on my first show, hey, he's a Blue Wiggle. He's down like a dad joke.
Stitch him up!
I thought it was. I thought there's a couple coming my way, which is fine. I get it. But yeah, it's awesome that he's come out and just shared all of his stories. I dived a bit deep into it, lost myself with it again because I know people who are dealing with it. Older gents, but also blokes our age and younger.
Yeah.
I see it through school now, 10, 12-year-olds who have got this. And he's come out, it started way back in high school for him. And he's been able to look up, I guess deal with it in a way. And now he's at an age where he feels he's at a time to share all of the experiences and hopefully educate all of us. So hats off to him.
Yeah, 100%. But not everyone loves talking to their mates about not feeling very well. So I figured this would be a great platform to, like, we don't have like a billion listeners or anything, but anyone who is listening who knows like an older person or even anyone going through mental health or issues or depression or anxiety or anything, not everyone loves talking to their mates about it. So there's some really great local services. That I'm not going to name a heap of businesses on here, but I did actually speak to the GP lately about how to go about it. And the GP said, we have a massive list of like people, trusted and good quality psychologists. And there's a massive stigma around going to psychologists like you're crazy, especially the older age group, Anthony Wiggle age group. But they've got trusted people who have great reviews, and everyone is entitled to a healthcare plan, one healthcare plan a year, which has 10 psychology appointments. And you get $88 off the this is all from the info from the doctors. But yeah, so basically, there's an upfront cost. They're usually almost a couple of $100 per visit. But if you get the healthcare plan, you get like $90 off.
That's great. Yeah.
So you're saving like almost $900 a year if you use all 10 in the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's a great service. So anyone listening, if you know someone who might be struggling, just tell them that. Tell them go to your GP. They'll give you a referral and a healthcare plan.
It was a few weeks ago when we were chatting to Tim, and he was talking about the importance of just going to the doc and just getting that kind of regular just health checkup. But there's probably no reason why that side of it can't form a part of just your annual kind of checkup too.
Yeah.
Ask about it.
They just ask you some questions. I've been through it. I've had a plan. Yeah, just went through a tough time when Pop passed away, and life just became crazy. And I just sat there and I was like, no, I just want to go talk to someone. Went to the doc, and she asked me about 10 questions. The next minute she's like, cool, here's your plan. And it was as simple as that. And it was good. I used probably about 5 sessions over a year and gave me some strategies to cope with stuff, and here I am.
Was that face-to-face sessions?
It was face, it was prior to COVID. So
Well, I know a lot of businesses. Mine's where I work. They do a certain amount as well as just part of your employment plan. So I think a lot of it's just phone consults, but that service to have available in a lot of businesses seems to be becoming the norm as well these days.
Yep.
It's talking to someone you don't know. I think is what it is. Face to face was daunting to start, but on the phone now, pick it up, and it's just someone who gives you those strategies. I think it's all for it, Yeah.
So. And if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your family.
Exactly.
Because if it gets too far gone, it could be
no one wins then.
Could be shocking.
No one wins then.
That's right. So if you can take anything away from this, go see the doc if you're not feeling too good. And same to your loved ones.
Nice.
Lovely. Now, this week in fatherhood, Afterpay is now available in Australian hospitality venues.
What the fuck? That's dangerous.
This is quite possibly the most irresponsible thing that's ever been done by the hospitality industry after allowing Sizzler to close its doors forever and cutting us off to their delicious cheese bread forever. Now, it can't be a good thing. Imagine having a feed and a skin full of bloody these Zytho tropical ales. These would be no less than $6 each. You'd have a skin full of them. You're like, oh, no, let's get that. Another round of beers. Let's get lobster, steak.
Don't have to actually pay for it.
Yeah, I know. And that's the dangerous part because when you're looking at it, everything's cut into 4 equal payments. So you can now afford 4 times what you'd normally pay for a night out because you're only paying the normal amount now, but then you've got 4 payments left.
It's scary.
That is so scary.
Most of the time you can try and manage your money okay, but some people, they'll clearly get it taken advantage of.
Yeah. It's Afterpay is designed for those people who are struggling with that one upfront payment. So now this is just an invitation. Them go, cool. Let's just go get shit faced because we can pay it off in 4 times.
Yeah,
but not realise that that bill's coming 4 more times.
Yeah, I think what the issue is sometimes with these companies, the tech advances so fast that the government can't keep up. They can't make legislation fast enough, so that'll eventually come. But even before that point even happens, these tech companies will figure out another way to get around it.
There's a good chance though, if you've had kids, you'd like to think so, but if you've had kids, there's a good chance you're not terrible with money.
Yeah.
There's a good. Let's just hope there's a good chance. Yeah, we all make mistakes, but I'm sure at the end of the day, hopefully you can pay your bills.
Yeah.
This is not great.
And I think some people would argue that maybe it's no different from having a credit card and throwing the round of beers on that kind of thing. But I don't know. Seems a little misleading.
That's what I mean by responsible with money. People who have kids aren't going to take their credit card out and smash a few $100 on the bar, you'd think. Some people would because it's,
a night out.
The once a year night out,
it's an occasion
or whatever it is.
You're catching up with the boys and you Christmas, whatever. You might.
You might rack up $1,000. Yeah. That's no biggie.
I would not be going home.
I'll be taking the rest of the year to pay that off out of my own money.
Drinks are on me, lads.
I think I'll be living with you, mate.
Oh, mate. Yeah. If you are bad with money and you're not really great with things like credit cards and you're worried about this Afterpay thing, I'm no expert, obviously, but get a pen because there's some great financial planners in the area. And if you do one thing for your family, financial planner, it's going to save you a lot of time, money and stress. So a couple that I can think of, I've actually Googled, is My Wealth Solutions at Newstead, Qualia Wealth at Nunda. Otherwise, you can go to moneysmart.gov.au to find one that best fits you.
What about stranger danger?
It's good topic.
Never too early to teach your kids about stranger danger. We've all seen the parenting expert Justin Colson on Parental Guidance now on Channel 9, I think it is.
Yep.
A bit of a plug.
I haven't watched that yet.
We just started on the weekend.
Yeah, I haven't got it on. Yeah.
Is it any good?
Yeah, my wife and I, it definitely gets you talking. There's some interesting parenting styles on it.
Okay, because this was a staff room conversation, being the only bloke in the staff room, and they're sitting there talking about this, and I'm like, where's this footy talk? Come on, guys. Cricket, NFL, guys, come on. Nothing. And, same. They were talking big things about it, and even just from what they were saying made me think about, hey, what's going on? But this actually was the topic, the stranger danger. And seeing what their responses were saying, hey, we've taught these kids who I think were, 8, 9, old enough.
Yeah.
They should know. And to see this guy come up and be like, hey, I've got some puppies. Hey, I've got some candy. And off they go.
Yeah, quite confronting for the parents to just watch it. No matter how many times you say it to your kids, it's still, they're still kids.
It's crazy. The first thing I yell out to Isla when she, at the shops is, that's the thing, the game, you've all been there. She runs off on you. Like, hey, do not run off me. Look at these people. You don't know these people.
Yeah.
You can't, don't, only to me. So, look, I think it's probably important. I said, Isla's too. What about you guys? When did you start speaking to your kids about it? Teaching your kids about it?
I actually read into this a little bit because I was just so shocked and taken aback by the Cleo Smith thing. And I was like, that kid is one of my kids' age. Like that hurts, I'm so glad that she got found. But it all sort of came up from this incident. So he's sort of saying, I've read into this Justin bloke, and he's pushing that you should start teaching them about 2 years old.
Right.
And the biggest thing I got out of it was that 90% of kidnapping or child neglect incidents come from people known to the family.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's so scary. So, he's sort of mentioning things like teach your kid that your body, teach them about, private parts and this is your body. Nobody goes near you unless you say yes. No one touches you unless you say yes. And if you say no, they have to stop. And little things like when they're getting out of the bath, do you want to dry yourself tonight, mate? Do you want to get yourself dressed? Start them real young. As soon as they can pull a pair of pants on, they should be dressing themselves. Normalise it. Don't go over the top with it. Daddy's not dressing you. That's weird, But do you want to dress? Do you want to dry yourself? Do you want to dress yourself? Where's your private? Show me your private parts. No, don't say show me your private parts. These are your private parts. These are the parts that no one else touches. So
I get that.
That's a good point, actually, because you think that, I don't know, maybe when they reach a certain age, we might talk about it then or school or something, but you don't realise how much they take in and how much they understand the world around them.
Look, if you said school, I don't know if you're talking about school age or at school, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in that early years curriculum, but I'm pretty sure there's not too much conversation about that either. And I think it needs to be. I think
definitely
when we were kids, going through primary school and stuff like that, it was a big thing. I can remember walking past houses down the street and it's like, oh, there's that little yellow symbol, whatever.
Yeah. Safety houses.
I forgot about that.
You know what I mean? But that was taught to us. Now it's just obviously it all falls on us as parents, and yes, it's a big part. We're parents, that's what it's about. And having those conversations about what do you do, now, especially how do you teach a 2-year-old? Our kids are practically all the same age to understand that, or if something doesn't feel right, to scream. Or, you know what I mean? So
look for mums with babies, I think was another point he brought up.
Yeah.
If you see a mum with kids or babies, go to them and say, help me. That's a pretty fair point too.
Is it really? Yeah, that is a good point.
But it all comes down to creating a trusting environment, safe environment at home from a real young age. They've got to know that you're the responsible one and you're safe and they can tell you anything, but also that they're going to be copying and judging everything we do.
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure that I know I drop a million F-bombs and it's terrible. And it's the F-bombs start creeping in and you're like, don't, and they get the dad voice out, oh, daddy said it. Oh, far out.
Yeah.
But, they copy everything we do. So we got to show that example at home by I don't even know.
Well, just having that conversation.
Just the conversation, I guess.
Exactly,
Normalising, the chat around it. Yeah.
But also not being afraid of every adult, Don't be afraid. I've made the mistake one time of my kid was out. I'm not going to say which one. It doesn't matter. No one knows them. But yeah. So yeah, one of the boys was outside, out the front of the house, and he's like, no, not coming in. I was like, all right, see ya. I walked in with the other 2 kids, and I was like, watch out for the bad man. And I was like, oh, what have I just done? And he screamed bloody murder and sprinted inside, and I was like, oh no, what have I done? So now, I've been making an effort to make sure that they don't think every adult or every man is like, oh, is he a bad man? No, he's most people are really good people, but there are some people out there that want to do bad things. Yeah. It's not going to happen often, but sometimes. Yeah. But and you know what as well, I've written a lot about this because it's so I'm something that I'm really passionate about. But I'm really worried about taking innocence from them as well.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing because you're talking to them about this sort of stuff. Like if someone pulls over on the side of the road while you're riding your bike, they might try and take. You're taking like a little chunk of innocence away from them.
Yeah.
But
Same talking about the body, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But at what point is that small chunk of innocence compared to what
Yeah.
a potential massive chunk of innocence that could be taken away?
Exactly.
So that's how I've been looking at it.
Worst case scenario. Yeah.
So let's normalise it.
Oh, well, I must admit, I'm going to continue to watch that Parental Guidance show, though, and I encourage you guys to. Some really interesting things on it around just allowing your kids to make decisions and to have make the right choices. And I think sometimes we can just guide our kids and to the right choice. But so even just from the first episode, seeing how some of the parents operate and just letting go of control. Obviously, sometimes it's quite hard, especially as the dad. So yeah, keep checking it out, and maybe we can discuss some more next week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to I'm going to binge watch that tomorrow.
Before we jump on the next topic,
Kids are at daycare. Yes.
That's perfect. I've got holidays done soon, so yeah, I've got to sort of catch up TV. Got 10 weeks of it. What are the ages of the kids on the show?
Oh, they're all over the shop, to be honest. Yeah,
so they are. So as young as some of ours, like obviously what our youngest do, and then
probably like kind of 2-3 year olds. A lot of them some of them are like single child families, and some of them are 5.
Yep.
So there's a real mix. Yeah.
range. Okay.
And there's all sorts of parenting styles. I'm certainly learning a lot. French Nouveau.
What?
Parenting style, apparently.
Sounds like a type of baguette.
Yeah.
What's on that sandwich?
I thought that's your Google search.
I think basically they just take their kid to cafes.
Well, replace cafes with pubs because there's a couple of pubs around here that have playgrounds.
Hey, I'm all for that.
So I'm all about that at the moment. That's my thing at the moment. It's like, let's just take the 2 kids there and have a. You guys have a play. Daddy's just going to sit here and do some work.
The best ones are where once they get to that age where you can just put them in. They've got that staff member there, so you can kind of check them in. Like North Lakes Leagues Club.
Oh, nice.
You get a little buzzer. You get 2 hours in there or whatever.
Oh, really?
Like, not my problem anymore.
Exactly. After 2 hours, your buzzer goes off. You've got to pick your kid up.
Wow. So, that's the future.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the future? Being an Uber driver for someone else's car as like a DD.
Okay. Have you seen that going around?
No. Is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
They pick you up and your car. Don't
Yes.
That's amazing.
Two people turn up.
Especially with people with car seats.
they? Yeah.
Oh, what a revolution.
That is good. That is sinking.
I can get on board with that. Definitely. All right, let's move on before this gets more out of hand. Let's get on to a bit of bloke stuff. So, dads, I actually put a message out today. I was a little bit disappointed with the replies I got because there was one reply.
It's a good one.
It was an excellent one. So, what did you buy and not tell your wife? Now, we got one reply and I was so impressed with it. It was the best because we've all been there. Every sausage roll I buy from 7-Eleven on the way home from work.
Just before dinner.
Yeah. Who has not been there? You're lying, yeah.
Like that quick little drive-through, like a Macca's trip, when like the cheeseburgers are $1 or $2 or whatever. You're like, I'll just get a couple of these before dinner. Yeah, all the time.
See, I really like the...
Dave, you're not eating much, mate. Oh, I'm just watching me weight, babe.
This DadBod's growing on me.
Sorry, can we?
Oh, I just like trying to win over brownie points from the kids. So if I'm at Macca's, literally get them a soft serve. Okay, don't tell Mum. But I've heard some stories of some blokes buying all sorts of things and not telling their wives, even just buying cars and saying, "Oh, by the way, this is what we've done as a family." Maybe that's something you should discuss with your partner.
Yeah, maybe buying a car, definitely. So I've got a story as well. Someone's actually sent this in, but it's going to stay anonymous for obvious reasons. But his boss owns quite a sizable company. I'm not even going to say what their assets are, just in case he gets a bit salty about it. But owns quite a few assets. He has sold or traded in a number of these assets to buy a very expensive model of one certain asset. Didn't tell his missus, but his missus is part of the business and found out when he was bragging to one of his workers about this new expensive piece of kit.
Caught out.
That is doghouse territory if I've ever seen it.
What's worse, telling the wife up front or finding out that way? You know what I mean?
I think it's that way. You have to, if you bite the bullet and tell them up front and come up with a solution. If I'm telling my wife something like that, you're on the front foot. If you can't go at her and say, "Well, this is how we're going to fix it, though," or this is how much money it's going to make for our family.
Yeah.
And then she's angry, yeah, for sure, but it softens the blow.
Yeah, definitely. It's not that. It's not just deceit. Plus, also an extra bit. Yeah. No, look, I get it. Look, apart from those sneaky sausage rolls and cheeseburgers and stuff like that, I don't think I've ever gone out and bought a big purchase without discussing it first. You know, big purchase for me at the moment now with the kids is a carton. And maybe a sneaky bottle on the side, you know. So, you know, that's definitely not.
Chase doesn't know about the bottle. That's the big thing.
No, it just stays in the car. Just rolls through. Goes in the coffee.
So have a couple of shots of that on the way down the street.
Yeah.
on the way home.
No.
Dave, what have you been drinking with your cheeseburgers? Very Irish.
It would be Irish. All right, let's flip it around. A bit more of a serious one about to our dads and, you know, even mums out there too. But have you ever been so overwhelmed you thought you're just not cut out for parenthood or as a dad?
Jesus, all the time.
Fucking daily?
Yeah.
Daily, especially when I sit there and watch my wife of how amazing she is and how she does it. And I'm sure the both of you are sitting here going, Yep. Our wife straight away just blow us away. But like on a serious, like I guess, have you and how did you deal with it? What did you do? Did you chat to a mate? Did you just suck it down and go?
I'll start.
Part of it?
So sometimes we get to a point where wife overwhelmed from work, comes home to screaming kids, overwhelmed extra. I've been with those screaming kids on my days off, so I'm overwhelmed, and then she's overwhelmed, so I'm overwhelmed that she's overwhelmed. It's just like a snowballing shithouse effect. So you automatically you feel a bit defeated. Like the dark thoughts sort of start coming in. You're like, Jesus Christ, would anyone even notice or care if I left this house and didn't come back? Like, I've thought that heaps of times. Like, that's if you haven't thought that at some point in your fatherhood, you're a fucking unicorn.
You know what?
You don't exist.
I've thought of driving, going to a hotel for the night, having a good night's sleep and coming home. Like, you know, just like, oh, surely you could just do it for one night.
Wife would be filthy, but for your own mental health, it'd be great. So the way I've overcome it in the past is I found from these experiences that you just need like a few minutes away from the kids. Just fucking get away from them. Like walk upstairs, or if you don't know upstairs, walk to your study, lock the door, go for a shit. Don't even do a shit. Just go for a shit. Sit on your phone.
Hide in the toilet.
Hide in the toilet for 20 minutes. Hide in the toilet. Are you done yet? Nah. Sorry. No, I'm not going into details. But basically, if you're moving away from them, they're going to focus their energy on each other. And if they're not beating the heck out of each other, they're going to be playing. So I've found that I just leave them alone, pull wife away, and let them just play. Okay. Like if they're going to beat on each other, we just sit in the background and let them do it. Obviously, it's not for the little girl, but if the boys are going at it, we just let them go like to a certain extent. And if they start hurting each other, that's when you step in. But I've just left them alone, gone out of coffee, gone out of beer, gone to the toilet, found a project. So I like looking at. I'm not very super handy, but like I've had things like little projects that need fixing at home. So like patching walls and fixing the whippersnipper and things like that. I've just sort of looked on YouTube and just escaped to the garage and started doing little things like that. Text the missus and say I'm going for a run when you get home, or if she's home and it's a weekend, I'm just like I have to go for a run.
Yeah,
you go do you for an hour when I get back, but please, I'm just going for a run. But yeah, all you need is a minute or two away. And the one thing I was thinking about when we talked about this, I sent this out was we've all got kids 2 to 6. So if you've got anyone under that age gap, I don't remember. It's like I'm pretty sure when it got to that stage, it was just like next time they're going for a sleep, I'm playing 45 minutes of FIFA. Yeah. I think that's what we did. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I dealt with it, mate. Yeah.
See, we like to just take one each when we get that bad. So we're like, if we're all at each other, it's like, all right, you say that one, I'll take this one. Just literally separate ourselves, them, all that kind of thing, and that's kind of calms things down a bit. But I wonder, how do you do that when there's 3, for example, or
it's tough.
When people have 4, that's not always an option. But even like we talk about, just this thought of not being cut out for it. The same thing exists in like the business world, basically called Imposter Syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah. Basically, when you believe that you
talk yourself into
fraud, for like working in a certain role, and that kind of creeps into parenthood as well sometimes, especially in those first child, first few weeks. Got no fucking clue.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think you've got to embrace that that's kind of a normal feeling, and that's okay. And how a lot of people kind of counteract that in the business world is to kind of embrace it and kind of like use that feeling to empower themselves to kind of, okay, well, if I feel like a fraud, how am I going to get around that? I'm going to try and educate myself more or learn more, that kind of thing. So the same can be said for this. Yeah.
It was exactly right. As a parent, I feel like, oh, geez, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not doing, well, take it out. Like I find that sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, the best thing for me is to take either out.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's probably the worst thing, when you think about it. But I've just found that like bad at work or whatever it is, the weekend, and I'm just so busy, Mark, blah, 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 whatever. Best thing for me is go, drop it all, let's go. We're going
escape
to
the 4 walls.
You know what? We are going to the cafe. You know what? You love it. And I know you're going to be a rat bag up there. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not in that, you know what I mean? It just gives me that tiny little bit out there, that, 10-minute walk to the cafe. It gives me time to be
63.
mindful. Yeah, there's the cafe 63. Mate, Isla knows her order. She orders herself now. It's pretty bad. But those little things, finding what works for you.
Yep.
Like you said, just walking away for that little bit. But for me, it's actually taking her with me and walking away from that. Yeah. But
I was going to add to this as well, like perfect perfect chance to even reiterate that that healthcare plan thing, seeing a psychologist. There's never a thing wrong with going to see a psychologist. Like if those little things don't work and you can't find anything that helps, I've definitely considered going. And if you've taken away anything from listening to previous episodes, it's like almost everyone has said, yeah, I saw the signs. Wife was struggling. And if you can see signs, act on them, because there's no point looking back in 2 years, 3 years' time if you've broken up or you've left or whatever, and you look back and go, yeah, I probably should have done that. What's the fucking point of that?
Yeah.
So, if reiterate that, go see your GP.
I think it jumps on us though too, as mates. Like if you see those signs in your mates, because I fucking found it so hard sending it to myself.
Yeah.
It was obviously Trace, the wife, just saying, you're just not you.
You're not yourself,
You're just not you. And then I started looking, and then that thinking process starts, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not that happy bloke at work anymore. Something's playing on me.
Why is that?
And that it kick-started it. And it was awesome. But again, like I just look around and it's just a simple, hey mate, how's things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's that little conversation that's just perfect for, they might not tell you anything, just needing just to talk to someone.
Quick chat.
Yeah. Look, I know we're about to jump on to something else, but Cam, you spoke about that night away in a hotel.
Ooh.
So on the holidays, I said to Trace, I said, look, it's been crazy. We knew Bub 2 was coming along. I said,
congratulations, by the way, Dave. Hey.
And I just said, Trace, this holiday, I'm sorry, I'm going to be real days. This is about me, but I'm disappearing for a night. I literally took my swag and my gazebo, and I went up. The only campground they took me that would answer my phone call was Beachmere. So I literally stayed a night in Beachmere, spent the day on Bribey driving. Did that, set my swag, had a few beers, came back the next day at lunchtime.
Outstanding.
That's awesome. I did it for myself too. I was like, I wonder if I could be alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're always surrounded by someone. And I did it.
Your identity is now dad, so now you've changed and gone back to Bear Grylls. Love it.
So, I can highly recommend it, boys.
That's awesome.
It's better than what my wife and I started doing. We were literally like, we'll just hide in the house. And then we know we're doing it, so it's like, where are you? Are you hiding again? Literally playing hide and seek with each other.
Are you hiding again? Oh, I love that. Well, welcome back to the Shit Dad podcast. We have just covered some extremely deep topics with some extremely deep experiences. Probably the first time in 18 episodes we've actually gone deeper than shit talk. Shit talk. So now let's liven it up a little bit, and we're going to go into the Shit Dad sports wrap. And welcome to the Shit Dad Sports Wrap, where we talk sports to people who have no fucking idea about sports. So, Cam.
So the Wallabies had a winning streak.
So, Cam, what that means is...
I don't know why you're giving me something to read about sport. Basically, they beat Scotland, and my question is... so they've stopped a 5-match winning streak. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So in the rugby union?
Yes, rugby union. My question is that a big deal? Is Scotland even good at rugby union?
So, go, Dave.
I was just gonna say, it's probably a big deal for Australia getting to 5 matches in a row.
Yeah, right.
Especially in this current state, yeah.
Exactly. But also, it's probably more so the previous matches who they beat.
Right.
They beat New Zealand, they beat South Africa. So they're the big names in the rugby.
Does that make this even more embarrassing then?
No, not really.
No, Scotland again too, like, and then obviously UK, all that Great Britain area, they're all top rugby teams, except they're probably expected to go in and pants them almost a little bit
and
after those wins.
In typical Aussie fashion, we've gone and blamed the referee as well, so that really doesn't help. Some supporters just can't handle the loss, can they? Like, no matter what happened, they can't handle the loss. Like, Scotland played out of their skin. I watched the highlights. They were freaking amazing. Anyway, Australia just weren't great on the day, but that's it.
They should still feel proud that they had a 5-match winning streak.
100%.
Good effort, lads.
Good contribution to the sports chat, Cam. Nah, it's like it's a 3-match tour of the UK or Great Britain or whatever they're going to call it. So they've got two games to, like, and England's the next game. So they can straight back on the horse and have another big win. So further into the sports chat, I want to update you guys on the T20 Cricket World Cup because I know how much you love cricket, Cam. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about how worried we were about Australia coming towards the Ashes. They've come good, and they're into the semi-finals of the T20 Cricket World Cup.
Excellent.
Yes.
Explain come good though.
Well, better than losing.
Is it beating Bangladesh?
Yes. We're talking to people who don't care about sports. They care about results.
Just put it into context, guys.
Now, one interesting thing, because these are the kind of things that people who don't care about sports would like to listen to. One interesting thing is that the new batting coach for Pakistan, who we play in the semi-finals, was a legendary Australian cricketer, Matty Hayden.
Oh, I even not know him.
Is he?
Yeah. So he was in the team, the great team with Langer. Yeah. What's his first name again?
Justin
Langer. Yeah, sorry. So he was in that great Australian team with Justin Langer, like in the early 2000s, who were just unbeatable. And now Langer's coaching Australia, and Matty Hayden is batting coach for Pakistan. Can you imagine their WhatsApp chat right now? It would be lighting up.
The bants.
It'd be epic bants.
It'd be good. It'd actually just be good to sit and fly on the wall after a game, though, with those two.
Yeah.
No. So, you're saying, where, I don't even know where this is being played at the moment.
It's like Middle East somewhere. Qatar.
Yeah.
Qatar.
Okay. So imagine that. They're just in there afterwards too. And then just whoever loses, they're going to cop it. And they're not just going to cop it from the other person, they're going to cop it from all of their Australian teams that they play with. So,
WhatsApp bants forever.
Well, keeping it at the Aussie theme, Josh Giddey, shining. Hey? How about Oklahoma City Thunder in a sport that I never seem to watch, but top 5 rookie of the MVP of the season.
In basketball game.
Yeah, I was just going to say I didn't understand a word of what you just said.
No, look, don't worry. I was speaking that and I didn't really know. I was actually saying too much myself. I mean, I like American sport, but I was like, Dave, are you having a stroke?
Oklahoma City Thunder. That is a great sports team.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so
powerful name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, so what I like about this is Josh Giddey is like these younger guys are going over and plying their trade. Like they're not doing a Hayne and going over and playing NFL when they don't really belong there.
Yeah,
but like they've started in Australia, they've gone over to the NBA thinking like let's make a career of it, or they've been scouted or however they've got there, and they are just lighting it up. Like obviously we had a chat about Ben Simmons a couple of weeks ago about the mental health issues. So you just sort of hope that this guy is, because he's getting some big chat from some big names. So you're sort of thinking, I really hope that he can handle the hype and he doesn't sort of go off the edge. Like,
Well, he's young too.
Yeah.
He's 19.
Yeah.
Like he's 19 and he's up there. And
Jesus.
he was drafted. He was sixth pick. I had a look at it too because again, this is not my sport. Yeah. Knew the other two, but he was the sixth pick overall.
That's
in
unreal.
round one. So an Aussie.
Yeah.
And picked up against.
So good.
Think about how many Americans would be there in that draft, and to make it even better, he's killing it.
Yeah. And like that Paddy Mills who lit it up for Australia in the Olympics. It was the Olympics, Olympics.
The Olympics.
Olympics, yeah. Just lit it up for Australia, and like he's gone over there and he's the big chat over there at the moment as well, because he's not a big name, but he's like that household name behind the big name now, which is awesome to see. And you sort of hope Giddey gets the same sort of exposure. Yeah. So.
You can imagine the pressure in the US would be so much more than here.
Massively.
Oh, next level. Look at the money going through the NBA. Like the punting money look at the punting money, because that's how I see things now, being the professional punter. No, I'm joking. So basically, if you look into the money in gambling over in America for the NBA compared to Australia and the NBL, that's all you have to look at. Like it's chalk and cheese.
Oh, they play a lot of games too. I didn't realise.
It's fucking every day.
Never ends. I
don't think I could tell you when their season starts and finishes.
No.
It goes forever. Anyway, so that's it.
All right.
Delete. Do you want to do that again? That's all right.
All right, everybody, it's the moment you've been waiting for. It's the shit dad moment of the week.
Woo! I think we need to build this up a bit more. We need to get more excited about this. Like, I G'd Cam up about it last week. So you got the edited version.
Yep.
I revved him. He was like, okay, it's shit dad moment of the week. I was like, fucking cheer up. He's like, yeah, it's shit dad moment.
In saying that, when I was listening to the last week's show, I was just in myself, just doing something with my headphones. And I was like, man, Cam's voice is just so calming. Just through and it's just so calming.
He's absolutely made for AM radio. Talk back.
Being an old racist man. Now, a few messages this week, which are really great. So thanks for sending those through. Don't forget to send them through. Obviously, any which way you want. We've got the Gmail account, shitdadpod@gmail.com. We've also got the Instagram account @shitdadpod. Happy for you to send them through via text, but also would love if you want to send them through as an audio message and we'll play it on the pod. So the first message we've got is from Dan, yet another of our fiery community members. And a message from Dan says, hey fellas, loving the podcast, great work. I had a shit dad moment this week. My 3-year-old keeps taking her arms out of the car seat. So my wife and I play good cop, bad cop, or good cop, dad cop, as we used to say. Now, recently we have had to resort to saying that if she doesn't put her arms back in, the police would take Daddy to jail.
That's excessive. Have used it.
Last week I had her at the shops, and as we were getting to the car, my wife called. I forgot to clip her in. I got to the end of the car park and I heard a blood-curdling scream, and little Miss 3 started sobbing that Daddy was going to jail. Needless to say, she has no intention of taking her arms out anymore. Good. Keep up the good work from Dan. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Dan. That's some great feedback, mate.
Well played.
Yep. And very good tactic. Yeah. We'll use.
All right, so we actually have a voice message now.
Yes.
From Scotty Forrester.
It's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Love it. So I'll play that.
Let's put it through.
So I wanted to share with you my Stalker fanboy moment of the week last week. Took Hugo for a run in the morning, Sunday morning. Was heading around local area. As it is, Nick lives quite close to me as always, and was there. And I was listening to the podcast, had it on loud on my phone as a speaker so I could still hear Hugo in the pram if I needed to. coming towards the end of my run, coming back home near our houses, and Nick's voice just started getting louder. And it was like an echo or something weird was happening with the speaker. Only before I realised I was actually running past Nick's house, and while I was listening to the Shit Dad podcast and hearing Nick, I was also hearing Nick from his second floor window shouting at his boys because they were clearly doing something wrong, and all I could hear was the good old dad voice with the, "Oi, get over here," and something's going on. But I couldn't stop laughing as I ran past, listening to the Shit Dad podcast, and I could hear the Shit Dad from the podcast shouting at his boys over something. Might have been breakfast, might have been something else. But it was a bloody hilarious moment to have, and good value that I had to text Nick straight away.
Thanks, Scotty.
Cheers, boys.
Appreciate that, Scotty. Just bit of context there. They were drawing on themselves in Texter.
Fair enough.
Just for the record.
Nice.
Mate, that was hectic.
That was good.
So, yeah, thanks for that submission, Scotty, and keep them coming, guys. Now, I had a shit dad moment this week, and it only came yesterday, thankfully. I was going to come empty-handed again. This seems to be happening the day of or the day before recording, which is perfect. Yeah, exactly. Great. So took the kids, the two youngest, to Kmart to pick them up some Play-Doh because I didn't want to parent after a night shift. So throw a bit of Play-Doh on the table, all their shapes, they go off for like 2 hours. It's awesome. Now, the middle one, Mr. 4, decided he wanted to roll on the side of the trolley like a stunt man. And I'm sitting there going, no, just no, get in the trolley. I'd had enough by this stage. Like the fuse is short after a night shift. And I just said, nah, I had enough. Get in the trolley. No. I was like, look, whatever. Just don't touch anything. Stay close, whatever. It worked out perfectly because literally 30 seconds later, little Miss 2 decided to climb out the other side of the trolley very slowly and carefully. So I was like, yeah, I'll let her go. I was like, yep, sweet as. So she's taken 1 step down, 2 steps down, let go of the trolley, and the trolley's gone slap, fallen straight on top of Mr. 4. And in the middle of the shops, there was like 10, 15 people around me, and I'm just like horrendously embarrassed right now. And I'm just like, that's what you get when you don't do as you're told. Pulled him up, pulled the trolley up, pulled him up, got him like forcefully put them both in the trolley, and I was like, that's it, no Play-Doh. Turned around and walked out, and then I was like, nah, I feel bad, so I went back in and got the Play-Doh. So shit that moment. Let the trolley fall on the little fella.
That would have hurt.
Ah, well, you fucking doing the wrong thing. You don't do that once.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just going to say, proper fall, trolley right on its side, him on his back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like it was like a slow motion one. So it happens. It didn't like he didn't go head first onto this concrete floor and then the trolley come on top of him. It was like one of the comedy. Like it was just a comedy of errors. It all just sort of happened slow mo, like a comedy skit.
Like I said, mate, you did warn.
Yeah.
You gave that advice.
You can only give dad advice once, and then it just turns into nagging. And I'm not a nag, so whatevs. Anyone else have a shit dad moment this week?
I'm pretty dry after my running into my fist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I want to put myself in or anything else.
That was good.
But I actually left this out of the context. Isla had a black eye for a good 2 weeks.
Oh.
Not because of it, but prior she clashed it with this kid at the playground. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I couldn't move fast enough. Like, short up, mate. She still had a little lump under her eye. And I just thought, oh, man, of course. Like, she just got rid of that black eye, and here I am, just giving her another one. So, look, I am doing my very best to stop my shit dad moments. Very best.
And this is why we got him on. He's one of us. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, no, none for me
No
this
shit
week.
dad
It's
moments.
been a surprisingly calm week for me this week.
Nice. Well, let's move right into our final segment of the Shit Dad podcast, episode 18. And it's something that we're going to replace the Mad Minute 30-second quiz this week. And we're bringing in It's a Knockout. So it's a little game that we're gonna play when we're all together, and we're going to alternate who picks the topic, and the other two are just going to go for it, one answer for one answer, until someone can't answer it or they repeat themselves. All right. So I am going to use a couple of bings for a right answer or a buzzer when you get it wrong.
Yep.
All right. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, except you put me up against the best wordsmiths here. So
Can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. Righto. So the Mad Minute. Today's, it's not the Mad Minute. It's a knockout. Today's topic, good start, Nick. Today's topic is Australian beers.
Oh,
You think so? Yeah, you do think so. But yeah, go for it, boys. So we're going to start with our guest, Dave. So when the klaxon goes, it's time.
Start off with toys.
4X Gold.
Coopers.
4X Bitter.
We're going like that. Oh,
I can't keep with the bings up.
Zytho.
4X Dry.
All in brewery.
Ooh, we're going breweries.
VB.
Carlton Mid.
Carlton Dry.
Oh, you said two, right?
Stone Wood.
Bolter.
Fuck me, I've made this too easy.
I'm just going through the fridge. Where's it going to me? My brothers are going to kill me. Done. Oh.
Yes, Camo!
It's a knockout.
It's a knockout. So Cam with the maiden win of It's a Knockout. We've got to somehow record this somewhere. But I should have been writing them down. I was like, memory. You said dry twice. Fuck.
I was just like, Cam, with this in. Well played, Cam.
That's brilliant. Well done, guys. That's It's a Knockout. So let's move on.
All right. Now, thanks again to Smashing Fibers Apparel, and don't forget to use the code when purchasing online. Ship shit free at checkout for free shipping.
Ship shit free.
Get yourself some nice running shorts.
Shorts for all the sports. Now, do we have any last words?
I just wanted to say it was a really nice reminder we've been talking about going to the doctor, having the checkups, getting some referrals if you need. So, and we said how easy it is to get the checkups. I still haven't done one yet, and it is on my list to do. And we said, how simple it can be to book it. So after this tonight, I'm gonna
book it.
Action, mate.
get in there and do it online.
Action.
That's good. See, I'm just scared of these these checkups.
Don't be scared, mate.
No, when I say I'm scared, I've got to put some context for you.
Oh.
So, okay, thanks, parents. I've got shit eyesight. I could potentially blood disorder, heart disorders, melanoma, all of these things.
Yeah.
So, there's a part of me that go, no, I don't want to go get that test that could find that defect in my heart, or
Do it for Isla, mate.
And it is. So I did get that. Actually, last Always, I did get a blood test.
Nice.
And just got to get the results. But it is that part. Like, if you think about it, as a bloke, part of you goes, nah, I'm all right. I'm fit. I'm not sick, But look, I guess like you do, Cam, just get out and we got to do it.
Exactly. Now, last words from me. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your family. If you notice a friend who's not themselves, let them know in a nicest possible way. Have a chat to them. Let them know the options. Family as well. Yourself as well. Make sure you know that you're eligible for these the GP's healthcare plan once a year. So go for it because it's better if you're not. Like I said, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your family. But until next time, keep listening to the pod, working on your DadBod, and playing with your rod. See you next week for the kids.